On the first day of 2025, the year Donald Trump is going to start his term, a shocking incident woke everyone up. A Cybertruck exploded in front of one of Trump's hotels, and the newest discoveries are as shocking as they can get. I'm talking about terrible motives, hidden intentions, and homegrown terrorism. Let's tell you about it all. Does America have a homegrown terrorism problem now? There's not one, but two incidents that have moved America, and for a country that boasts of being the greatest nation, these incidents raise a lot of questions. A Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, resulting in the death of the driver and injuries to 7 bystanders. The driver, identified as U.S. Army Special Forces Master Sergeant Matthew Allen Livelsberger, is under public scrutiny, and even allegations of homegrown terrorism are circulating. The vehicle was loaded with fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, which intensified the blast. It was a double attack. You see, the explosion occurred right outside one of the hotels owned by Donald Trump. So it is an attack on him. And it was done using a Tesla Cybertruck. So it is also a subliminal attack on Elon Musk. You see, President Donald Trump and Tesla CEO Elon Musk have cultivated an unconventional friendship that has intrigued both fans and critics. While their bond is rooted in mutual respect for entrepreneurial spirit and disruptive leadership, their collaboration took an unexpected turn with the establishment of the DOGE team. It essentially stands for Department of Government Efficiency, and with members like Vivek Ramaswamy, this team intends to work on making the government more efficient. Don't be mistaken. This is not an official department in the government, rather it is an independent body that will oversee the decisions made by the government. All this to say, the Elon Musk and Donald Trump duo is making big changes already. Now, targeting both of them using the Tesla truck and exploding in front of the Trump hotel, Matthew Allen was really sending a message. In his own words, this was a necessary action, as a note was also found. Matthew Livelsberger's notes, discovered on his phone following the Cybertruck explosion, reveal a chilling insight into his mindset and motivations. The U.S. Army Special Forces member penned a manifesto-like document expressing deep dissatisfaction with the government and its leadership. He criticized Democratic Party officials, accusing them of corruption and incompetence, and urged military personnel to consider restoring balance to the nation. While his notes initially advocated for peaceful change, they ominously suggested the possibility of force if necessary. Livelsberger denied that his actions constituted terrorism, framing them instead as a wake-up call to the American public. He expressed a desire to alleviate his personal mental struggles while making a political statement. These writings highlight a dangerous intersection of mental health issues, radical political ideology, and access to military-grade knowledge. Authorities are now scrutinizing his words for insights into preventing similar incidents in the future. Investigators discovered notes on Livelsberger's phone, revealing his intent to convey a political message and alleviate personal mental burdens. He criticized government leadership and urged military personnel to consider removing Democratic Party members from power, initially through peaceful means, but suggesting force if necessary. Livelsberger denied that his actions constituted terrorism, describing the explosion as the last wake-up call to Americans. Authorities are treating the incident as a potential act of terrorism, with the FBI leading the investigation. They are also exploring possible connections to a similar attack in New Orleans that occurred hours earlier, though no definitive link has been established. Tesla CEO Elon Musk addressed the incident, clarifying that the explosion was caused by the materials inside the vehicle and not related to the Cybertruck's design or functionality. He emphasized the vehicle's durability, noting that its structure helped contain the blast and minimize external damage. This event has prompted discussions about the security of electric vehicles, the mental health of military personnel, and the potential for such vehicles to be used in attacks. The investigation is ongoing as authorities seek to understand Livelsberger's motives and any broader implications. But we can say that the joke's on the terrorist because his double attack may have just failed in the worst way possible. You see, the explosion was definitely potent, but the Tesla Cybertruck was sturdy enough to contain the majority of the explosion within the body. There were flames, yes, but the explosion didn't make it out of the truck. Further, it couldn't even break the hotel windows. So, it's only obvious that his plans failed. Elon Musk, a person who loves to make fun of the wrongdoings in society, even went ahead and made some bold claims. Elon Musk confirms that in the explosion outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, the Cybertruck's battery pack did not catch fire, and the tires are still inflated. He says Tesla will buff out the scratches and get it back on the road. Now, that's a slap in the face of the people behind this terror attack. But now, let's shift our focus on the more important factors. The fact that the driver behind the Cybertruck explosion was an active member of the US Army raises significant concerns about extremism within the ranks of the armed forces. Master Sergeant Matthew Allen Livelsberger's actions, driven by a mix of political disillusionment and personal turmoil, shine a light on a complex issue: the vulnerability of military personnel to radicalization. His notes criticizing government leadership and urging the military to take action against the Democratic Party suggests a disturbing mix of political grievance and ideological extremism. This incident begs the question: could there be a growing divide between some members of the military and political figures like Trump? While Trump has historically enjoyed strong support among military personnel, his polarizing nature may also provoke strong opposition among those who perceive him as a threat to democracy or personal values. Alternatively, this could be a case of personal vendetta, with Livelsberger's mental health struggles exacerbating his radicalization. The possibility of homegrown terrorism cannot be ignored. Livelsberger's use of his military training to plan and execute such an attack highlights the dangers of ideological extremism festering within the country's own ranks. This incident underscores the urgent need for deeper mental health support, rigorous screening for extremist tendencies, and proactive measures to prevent such tragedies from recurring. And the worst part is the fact that Sergeant Matthew committed suicide before he set off the explosives. So, he was determined to take such a step, so much so that he didn't care about his life. He hated the Trump administration so much that he ended his life rather than believe in the democratic decisions of the country. If that's not a hate crime, I don't know what is. And you know it's massive when the label of terrorism gets attached to people in uniform. But there's one more thing that we all should note: that the Cybertruck explosion was not the only terror attack that day. At approximately 3:15 a.m. on the same day, Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old U.S. Army veteran, executed a terrorist attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Driving a rented Ford F-150 Lightning pickup truck adorned with an ISIS flag, Jabbar plowed into a crowd of New Year's revelers, resulting in 14 fatalities and injuring about 30 others. After crashing the vehicle, he exited and engaged in a shootout with responding police officers, during which he was fatally shot. 2 officers sustained injuries in the exchange. Investigations revealed that Jabbar had prepared bombs using a rare explosive compound not previously seen in the US or Europe, raising concerns about advanced terror training. These homemade explosives were found in his vehicle in an Airbnb rental in New Orleans, though they failed to detonate during the attack. Authorities discovered an ISIS flag in the truck and social media posts expressing Jabbar's support for the terrorist group, indicating his radicalization and intent to commit an act of terror. This incident underscores the persistent threat of homegrown terrorism and highlights the challenges in identifying and preventing radicalization, particularly among military veterans. The attack is considered one of the deadliest on U.S. soil in recent years, prompting renewed discussions on national security and counterterrorism measures. Now, let's look at the common theme between the two incidents. Both of the suspects were from the Army, and not a lot of people realize this, but they both rented their trucks from the same place. So, this means that both of the incidents are connected, and this is a ring of well-organized crime rather than mere coincidences. The fact that authorities found an ISIS flag and never found before simply goes on to tell that there's more to the situation than meets the eye. So, is it safe to say that even America has the problem of homegrown terrorism now? 2 attacks one day, 2 American Army personnel, same rental place? Certainly, there's more than we would like to admit. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.